All Three Beards Media podcasts originate from the Gravitate Co-working Studio, sponsored by Revelton Distilling Company.
All right, everybody, welcome back to 2024. Three Beards Media podcasts are back up and running. Our first episode tonight. We're in season 2, episode 1 of Like Father Like Daughter. Caitlin, how was your New Year's?
It's pretty good, pretty boring. I binge watched This Is Us and then went to bed at 12:30.
Jesus, you're getting old. I know. Yep. I think everybody I know just stayed in the house. We were going to have a big party, but I got back from the bull trip, and within 10 minutes of being home, I threw up all night. So I figured the next day probably wasn't the best day to have a bunch of people over here. So, and then by noon, I was fine, and I was regretting it. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Well, we have a special guest tonight. So as we've said before, we like to bring on family members and things like that. So shut up. I know this is what we call in the business. I'm leading up to handing it over to you if you'd shut up.
An introduction to an introduction.
Yeah. What is that little bubble there?
No idea.
All right.
Someone was agreeing with me.
Yeah, we're real professionals. I don't even know what that bubble was. Anyways, Caitlin, why don't you introduce our new guest?
All right. It is the OG princess before I came along. Then she became the queen. It is my fabulous cousin, Lindsay. Yay! Hi. We need an applause button.
I know, right? I don't. Oh, wait. There might be. Oh, there's not. I removed it all. Okay.
Lame.
I know, lame. So, all right. Well, for everybody that's not aware, my sister, Dee, this is Lindsay, her oldest. Lindsay, why don't you give everybody just a little bit of a background of what you do and who you are?
I don't know. Like what?
You don't know what you do? You don't know what you...
Instead of who you are, I'm like...
Right. She's a mother of 3. She lives in Maquoketa.
Yep.
She's had
3 boys.
Right. Yes.
Any
grandkids yet?
Gosh, no. Oh my God. I would die.
I mean, if you had grandkids before Dad had grandkids, there would be some talking.
I don't know. Some of the other nephews and nieces do. So.
Oh, do they really? I guess I don't pay attention.
Oh, no, not grandkids. No,
I was going to say, who has grandkids?
Regular grandkids, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say maybe Chelsea would be age enough, maybe, but I guess she doesn't. So
yeah, maybe age-wise, but none of us have grandkids yet.
That's correct. Right. So, Lindsay, let's start off with some fun memories. Why don't you say? I'm gonna surprise you here. Why don't you come up with one memory that you have that's fun from a big family gathering? You know, one where everybody was still getting along.
Wait, I don't think that happened even when we were younger. Gosh. I would probably say the year that, okay, so one year Grandma re-gifted a sweatshirt to me for Christmas.
Yeah.
It was like in one of the family's garage sales, and Grandma bought it and then gave it to me for Christmas. So the next year I bought a pair of granny panties that were like leopard that were like 20 times too big for her. But I bought them on purpose like that. And then I gifted it to her. And then for a few years, we were re-gifting them back to each other.
Right.
And it was that was a funny like memory with grandma.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it probably went on for like 5 or 6 years.
I think that happens in a lot of families because Stacy's family each year hands out this silver thong panties to one of the guys in the family every year. Somebody
so it's totally not weird that people just give their family members panties.
Underwear, right?
Yeah,
I know.
That feels weird.
It does feel weird.
It feels very Midwest.
Like we can't come up with something else. Why does it have to be underwear?
Right?
I feel like New Yorkers would be like, "Oh, what is going on?"
Well, you know, you just got them laying around, so it's a hell of a lot easier that way.
Oh man, we're getting into used ones even. Oh boy.
You don't think that those leopard panties were brand new, did you?
Well, I bought them originally, and they were brand new when I bought them.
I thought you bought them in a thrift store.
No, I bought them brand new. Now, I don't know if Grandma tried wearing them.
Was the package open?
Yeah, when you got them back, was the package open?
I don't think that I had it in a package when I originally did it. A few years later, she did buy me, this would have been maybe like 10 years ago. She bought me in the package, like crotchless pantyhose.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure she probably got them again at a thrift store, garage sale, whatever.
Right.
But I opened them up like around all the family, my ex-husband, kids, everything. And I'm like, Grandma, like what in the world would I need crotchless pantyhose for?
When you got to go, you got to go.
She realized that they were crotchless.
Right? It's got to be for when you go to the bathroom, right?
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm a guy. I have no idea.
I don't know. Needless to say, those went in the trash. Love her, but
I went to Mom's house on Friday, and all week she was like, "Are you coming? Because I've got this. I made this quilt for you, this Iowa State quilt." So I get there. It was really nice. Like it was a nice quilt, and I bring it home, and Stacy and I are using it, and pretty soon Stacy goes, "Have you noticed this quilt?" No, what? All of the words and all of the images are backwards.
Oh no!
Sure enough, when she had laid it out, she had laid the fabric right, the correct side down, so that the back side is up and everything's backwards. And I was like, okay.
That's funny.
It looks sick though.
I know it is really cool.
I mean, it's cool that she even can still do it because I didn't know if she would be able to.
That's kind of the thing I was thinking too. When she said she wanted to get one, I was like, oh, I can imagine getting a phone call, and she like stitched her finger to whatever or something. I was just waiting for it, but I mean, she's made a couple quilts. She's making all kinds of stuff, and you know what? I think it's occupied her time because I don't get near as many calls as I did before.
Oh, that's good.
I know, right? So, well, speaking of calls, part of the reason I brought you on was because I wanted you to hold on, your mom's chiming in. What a great way to remember it's always there, and that's your funny story. Yeah. Crotchless panties or crotchless whatever they were. See, I've already blocked it out. I've already blocked that whole story out of my mind. It's so bad. Anyways, part of the reason why I brought you on was because you have kind of started something really cool over in your neck of the woods, and I just think it's really neat and inventive. And so why don't you tell a little bit about Sugar Babe?
Sure. So I actually started a few years ago, and I didn't really, I more did it for fun, not really necessarily for business. But recently decided to go for it after Mom encouraging me.
Right.
So I started a little bakery out of my home, and it's called the Sugar Babe. And I mostly do bundt cakes and stuffed cookies, big stuffed cookies. I've been doing brownies. I have all kinds of different things that I have in my head that I'm working towards, getting out there. And ooh, those ones look good. Those are Andy's Mint bundt cakes. Yeah. But yeah, it was more that I was baking a lot and taking it to mom's house for her to try.
I remember that.
And she was like, "You have to stop doing this." Like, these are really good, and people need to experience them because they're phenomenal. And it even became like kind of a tasting party where like Jess and the kids were coming and everything. Whenever I said, "Oh, I have a new idea, I'm going to bring over to mom's."
What the hell is this?
So I was elbows deep in baking for the holidays. I had a large amount of orders and several pop-ups during that time.
Yeah.
I had asked mom if she would go to the grocery store for me, and she did. She brought groceries to me, and she snapped that picture outside of my door. And I was like, that is horrible. But then I used Photoshop to make it my Christmas post. I was like, you know what? Right, we're just going to go with it. That's my personality anyway. So,
well, this isn't your first foray into baking, because if I remember right, when Stacy and I got married, you made our cake.
Yes.
Yep. The cake that I did not get to eat.
Oh, for
I made that one.
Jesus.
Would you be able to recreate it? Because I've been thinking about this since.
I don't even remember what it was.
It's always about her. Every single thing we get to, it's always about her and how she got the shaft.
I'm going to have to make a cake hey, how about this? You get married.
No. Let's just
someday.
Let's stop the conversation.
Someday, like 30 years from now.
Oh, okay.
And if I don't have arthritis in my hands, I'll bake it.
We got a deal.
You got some of the Costco cake, so quit your whining.
I didn't get any Costco cake on my graduation.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Whose fault is that?
You're a horrible dad.
Whoever stole the piece I left in the kitchen.
Wait a minute. Which graduation are you talking about? High school or?
High school.
Well, it's not my fault. You were too busy talking to all your goofy friends.
All right.
Maybe Sarah ate it.
No, I blame, I don't know. I blame somebody who saw that piece of nice chocolate Costco cake that I saved for myself after my party to celebrate, and somebody ate it or they threw it away. Either way, I'm still mad. Obviously, at first it was the wedding cake, and then it was the graduation cake, and I said, never again. Never again am I being left out.
All right, so moving on from Caitlin's whiny ass story.
And
you started taking stuff to your mom's. You started taking stuff to your mom's. What was the process to start? I mean, that had to be a little nervous. Like, okay, I'm going to start taking orders. How do I do that? How do I start getting this stuff out? How did that start?
Yeah, so I started taking things to local businesses for them to try. And so I was already baking like probably every week and taking things to mom. So instead of taking to mom, I started taking them to local businesses and just introducing myself and all of that. Several businesses that I had went to ended up sharing my page. They talked about me on their page and how great everything was. And the growth from that was huge.
That's amazing. Just local businesses supporting.
Yeah.
Which is that you have that community that's so close and tight knit like that.
I know it's really been kind of shocking because it all kind of happened right before Christmas, and then Christmas orders started coming in and it exploded, and I ended up having to turn off orders because I was like, there's just no way I can do this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are people ordering off your Facebook page? Is that where they're going to order it off of, or is there a separate page that they're going to?
I do have a website listed on my page, on my Facebook page. So everything is on my website, and so people go there. They can text me or call me, or they just send me a message on Facebook and tell me what they'd like. But I've also done a couple pop-ups at some of the local businesses that have been supportive, which has been phenomenal because I've sold out like every pop-up that I've done before my time was even up. So But I guess
healthy options.
Oh yeah, I saw
Scrolling
you.
past that.
That's a new edition.
I'm scrolling past the healthy options.
That's a new
Well,
edition.
now you have right. So let's talk about that because you have a little bit of history there too, right? You were a personal trainer, you were a bodybuilder for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about why you wanted to put healthy options on there as well.
So one of the things is when I was competing and stuff that I love doing, because I hate cooking, but I love baking. So I started making myself like healthy treats that I could have to where I didn't feel like I was just dying when prepping for competitions. So,
sure.
You know, I still had the sweet tooth. I still wanted something sweet, but had to be able to make sure that it was within my diet plan, my macros, all of that. So, and then, you know, I coached clients for a long time and they were constantly struggling with the same things. So that was why I wanted to incorporate that you can still have healthy homemade treats, the convenience of it, because making it yourself can be daunting, especially with it's not typically basic ingredients that you have laying around. So to be able to have those options is just part of like my history and where I come from, you know, from coming from that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, oh, you went from being a bodybuilder and a personal trainer to now having a bakery. Like it's
right.
They're complete opposites.
That's like the guy here in town. Go ahead, Caitlin.
I was just going to say, I just think it's amazing how you're taking what you know from one industry and bringing it into another industry and creating opportunities to connect them, whether it be through your, you know, through yourself and what you're doing. And that could go far in not just one place. It's you're opening up your opportunities to two different clienteles.
Yeah, for sure. I want to make sure that all my healthy options were going to be high protein, were made from good ingredients, and that I too made sure that all of the macronutrient breakdown and all of that was on my website too, so that people can know when they're choosing something, does this coincide with my diet or not, and be able to make those choices.
And that's super cool because I'm tracking macros again now. I went back to Econ Nutrition and started tracking macros, and some of that stuff is really hard to track. It is. So to be able to have that and calculate that and add it in there is really nice. So
yeah.
You know, and you definitely don't want to make the mistake of me years ago when I once bought a bag of sugar-free Reese's peanut butter cups and I ate the entire bag in one night and woke up the next morning with an absolute worst gut ache of my life. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in the stomach. And I was in the bathroom for probably 7 hours. And I woke up the next morning and in tiny print at the bottom said excessive consumption can result in laxative effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, motherfuckers, that should be in like really big fucking print. Like when the fat guy sees sugar-free and fat-free Reese's peanut butter cups, I'm going to eat a lot of them. So
yeah, they don't bother telling you that part.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that was the worst fucking pain I ever felt. I was married to Caitlin's mom. I almost woke her up and had her take me to the hospital. It was that bad.
Well, I mean, so it has to be sweetened with something, so it's probably artificial.
Right, yeah.
Which is like causes bloating and all of that. So then you eat a whole bag of it, you're going to have major gut problems.
I'm telling you, man, it was not good. It was not good. Scott says it's a Shipley blood. We all fat the fat kid inside of it. You moved from the fat kid to the fat old man. That's what I did. So what's next on there?
I don't know yet. Yeah. Actually, I do know yet, but I'm not revealing anything yet.
No breaking news.
I mean, without revealing too much, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I do have a 1-year goal.
Okay.
Which is to be in a storefront. The bakery here in town actually just closed, which has been kind of crazy for me also as far as my growth, because that closed and it was right before they closed that I went all in. So, But I have talked to the owner of that building and we're kind of chatting, but nothing solid yet.
That's great. That's super great.
It just
will be exciting.
opens up the doors to a lot of other things. Working out of your home and with the license that I have, I'm limited on what I can offer. So
So that's interesting. Talk about that, because I guess it would have never dawned on me that you had to have a license to do this. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So you have to have, you can have either a cottage food license or a home food establishment license. There are two separate things in the state of Iowa. Cottage food license, you can't do anything that's temperature controlled. So like cheesecake is out, cheese frosting is out, like things like that are out because they have to stay cold. A home food establishment, you can do some of the cold things, but there's other things that you can't do. And you have to have an inspection of your home and people in here batching everything. Like it's a lot.
Sure.
But I feel like if I'm going to go through the process of everything, I would rather just be in another space.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Interesting. I would have never known that you had to have a license or certain, but I guess that makes sense. If you're making food and things like that for resale, you got to have certain specifications and criteria that you're hitting and things like that. So
yeah.
And I'm sure other protections for you and your business as well, that, insurance and all those things I wouldn't think about.
Yeah. I mean, well, temperature control, and then everything has to have a shelf life of at least like 7 days.
Okay.
So that, I look at things that I want to do, and then I'm like, oh, that's not going to work because of this one ingredient that's in it or whatever.
So are you, obviously you're learning as you go then, right?
Yeah.
You're researching and learning. Do you find like a recipe or something you want to try and then go look and make sure that you can do those types of things, or is it just something that you've researched all ahead, or what's
so most of my cookies, I have kind of base recipes, and then I just adapt those base recipes based on like the flavor that I want or whatever. So I have like a graham cracker cookie that I do. It's called strawberry cheesecake cookies, but that same graham cracker cookie I also use for my s'mores cookies. So it's just coming up with different things to use, like with my base cookie dough or cookie doughs that I'm doing. So as far as if it's baked in it, it's one thing. It comes to the frosting, toppings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ever just tried to make something completely different, and at the end you were like, holy shit, that was absolutely terrible?
Yeah. So it
wasn't made with mocklet, was it?
No, but I made a like strawberry bundt cake, and I can't remember what all was in it. But I used like a different liquid than so normally I put like obviously like oil and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sub out the oil for this because I feel like it would taste better. So when I baked it, my cake like exploded. It was like all over the cake pan and all over the bottom of my oven and everything. And then I was like, okay, maybe that was not. And then I spent over an hour cleaning my oven.
Oh,
it was like cooked on there, so it wasn't like an easy thing to clean.
I remember when I just had gastric bypass and I had lost all that weight, and I was trying to find different recipes, and that was fun for me to look at, like, okay, here's a lasagna, how can I make that healthy or whatever, and I was jonesing for donuts, so I found this recipe for sugar-free donuts. And they were so terrible that literally pulling them out of the oven and waiting a couple minutes, and they were like rock hard, and even the dog would not eat them. That's how bad they were. And I was so mad because I was so looking forward to these sugar-free donuts. I was so angry.
I tried making rolls for Thanksgiving. And they never would rise. So
Yeah.
they were like this, and they were like this flat. And they were like, Gary said they tasted like communion wafer.
Like Gary's ever taken communion.
Right.
Oh my gosh. All right. So people can find you on Facebook, The Sugar Babe. Your website link is there. I will throw the website in our out on our page and also put it out on our show information for this episode too, so people can. So if you're listening to the audio portion, you want to know, just go to the description of the podcast, and that link will be in there as well. So, all right, we're going to pivot. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. I had everybody list and tier their favorite fast food restaurants, and I will just already tell you that Caitlin is absolutely wrong. So, all right, so we're going to get a word.
Right.
As well. I mean, right is a relative
Objective.
Term, so, but we're going to take a word from our sponsors, and I should take a minute. We had a nice event down at Revelton by Rob and Christy. They've got some pretty cool stuff out, and their bourbon is coming sometime in the first of the year. And if you are, one of your New Year's resolutions is to get out of the house more and things like that, and you're working from home, Gravitate Co-working is an excellent option to be able to go have a space where you can get out of the house, separate your work and home life. You have all the amenities. There's coffee there. There's all the equipment. You just bring your laptop. So check out Gravitate Co-working as well. And of course, we've got some super exciting stuff changing that we're going to be doing for Kyle at Wintrust Mortgage too. But right now, let's get a word from Gravitate and from Revelton, and then we'll come back and tier our fast food restaurants.
Why take the best corn in the world and make it into fuel when you could make it into whiskey? That's the question that launched Revelton, Iowa's most visible and fastest growing distillery. Owners Rob and Christy Taylor embrace the grain-to-glass philosophy, sourcing ingredients locally and overseeing on-premises production and bottling at their facility in Osceola. One sip, and you'll agree that Revelton's handcrafted whiskeys, gins, and vodkas are the best you've ever tasted. And with the launch of their rye whiskey, made with 100% Iowa-grown rye and corn, and their new bourbon coming soon, there's more Revelton to love than ever. Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. The great thing about working from home is working from home. The worst thing is working from home, especially for face-to-face collaborations with customers and coworkers. And let's face it, coffee shop meetings are neither private nor professional. So skip the trip to Starbs and investigate Gravitate Co-working Space. For more than 10 years, Gravitate has provided large and small office and conference spaces perfect for hosting meetings, workshops, or other events, as well as private phone booths for confidential conversations. Plus, all spaces include secure fiber internet, free coffee, and access to a kitchenette. All you need is your laptop. Gravitate does the rest. And renting space at Gravitate is surprisingly affordable. An hour of office space costs about the same as venti caramel macchiatos and breakfast sandwiches for two. Daily and monthly rates are also available with no long-term commitment. Learn more at gravitatecoworking.com. That's gravitatecoworking.com.
All right, we're back. So we are going to, again, look at a tier list of best fast food restaurants. So, and if you're watching and you want to chime in and roast and tell everybody why Caitlin's wrong, that would be super great. We will begin with Caitlin's list. So
that's a lot of pressure.
I know, right? And here we go.
All right,
Caitlin, you start.
Never tried Marco's Pizza, Portillo's, Hooters, Popeyes, and I maybe have tried Popeyes, but it didn't leave an impression enough, so
Hold up. Okay, I'll wait till you're done.
Potbelly. I don't know what this looked like, the Budweiser, but I know it's not Budweiser.
I know it's the Budweiser burrito. I don't know what the fuck that is.
And then I've never had Wingstop that I can recall, and Taco Bell, doesn't count if it's 2 a.m. and I don't remember what I ate.
Oh no. See, that's where I was gonna be like, hold up. You've never eaten a Taco Bell.
It doesn't count if I don't remember what I ate.
Right, but that's the only time anybody ever goes to Taco Bell is at 2 a.m. when they're drunk.
I don't
That's
remember.
the whole point. That's their whole market menu. That's their whole market strategy.
Here's the thing is that I can imagine Caitlin too being drunk and being like, oh my God, this is the best burrito ever. So I feel like it should go to the top.
Right?
Okay, maybe
that's their whole market strategy is let's have shit food. You can freestyle at Taco Bell at 3 a.m.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay, I guess I didn't know the terms and conditions.
Well,
you're welcome.
That's ridiculous.
Never will I eat this again.
Hold on, Scott's upset because you've never had red beans and rice from Popeyes.
If I'm going to Popeyes, I'm not getting red beans and rice.
Well, and I will tell you this, Scott, Popeyes, inferior, not good.
All right, it's still my turn. Anyway, not eat this again. Domino's and Pizza Hut. They give me bad heartburn. I don't like them.
See, what the fuck?
Bad. Cold Stone.
Right. You'd maybe taking a Cold Stone all the time.
That was when I was a teenager. I don't like it anymore.
She got burnt out, apparently.
It was like, and then like, what? Why would I want gummy candies in my ice cream?
I agree.
A lot of their candies are gummy because then they get hard, and then I don't like the chocolate. I don't like how hard the candies get. I mean, I get that's the point. I just don't like it. It's a texture thing. I don't like it. And Little Caesars is only in the bad. Usually it would go in never again will I eat this, but I like their breadsticks. That's their only saving grace. I will not touch their pizza. Walker came home a few weeks ago with like 2 pizzas and a bag of breadsticks. I said, you can have the pizza. I'm eating these breadsticks because I am not pass. It's plastic.
Okay. So Lindsay will bear this out. At one time, Little Caesars was a lot better pizza, right?
I literally was just thinking that. Like,
right.
It used to be so good when we were younger.
Right. And then they changed their model to these fast and fresh $5.
But even when we lived in Des Moines and
that's when that was, Caitlin. I'm talking about like when I was in high school.
Right.
I had a couple friends that worked there. Yeah.
Remember
like
the really big ones?
Yes.
They were really big and they were super thick.
Yes, they were really good pizza. And then they moved to this model where you just walk in and pick up a pre-made pizza and
that tastes like
not
cardboard.
Good. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay. I ate it. I also counted it as like I would eat it again, like if, whatever, but it's like not my go-to. So Five Guys, I ate it, didn't really enjoy it, really haven't been back because I think it's overpriced for what it is. Chipotle, I think Pancheros is superior. So that's why, but there wasn't Pancheros on here, but Chipotle, right. Yeah. A&W, it's just a burger fast food place. Arby's.
We're going to fight.
I only put Arby's I would have put in bad, but
what the fuck? Are you serious?
Is their jalapeno poppers, their fries, and their Bronco berry sauce. It's the only thing I like from there. Steak and Shake, again, it's Steak and Shake. DQ. For fast food, I was thinking for DQ, if I'm going for fast food and I would go to a different burger place. I wouldn't think, oh, I want to go get a burger at DQ. I'm going to DQ for ice cream. So that's why I put it there. And then Jimmy John's, it's just so boring. Jimmy John's is so boring to me. And they're super expensive.
Right. Tell me she's not absolutely insane, Lindsay. This list is terrible.
Okay.
John's is good. That's probably my favorite sub place.
No. Wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Right.
Okay. Good. Buffalo Wild Wings, Panda Express. Panda Express got me through some hard times in college, so she earned that spot. Burger King, Noodles & Co., Raising Cane's, Panera, Dunkin'. I put Dunkin' in Starbucks because everyone's always like fighting over which one's better. I don't really care. They both get me coffee. Firehouse subs. I like a good warm sub. I think they're pretty good. Wendy's, so freaking good. I love a good $5 biggie bag. $5 biggie bag. Get a double cheeseburger, a 4-piece nugget, French fries, and a drink. Okay, it's a steal. Or you can get the full. 4. Anyway, McDonald's classic, and Chick-fil-A I put in good, but that was. I like their wraps. I know we don't support Chick-fil-A. I only do every once in a while when I forget my lunch at school and I want a healthier option. I know I can get just a nice cold chicken wrap from there and put my own dressing on it. So there's my defense. Anywho, and then mouthwatering, Jersey Mike's, Blaze, Pizza, Culver's, Long John Silver's. Ooh, I love Long John Silver's. I would, you ask me, I don't care what time it is. Long John Silver's? Yes.
Yes.
KFC.
Their malt vinegar on their fish.
Oh, on their French fries.
French fries. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
KFC, duh. I can get everything I could ever want at KFC. Subway, way superior to Jimmy John's. Papa John's is the superior fast food pizza.
Jesus,
and
that's the worst steak I've ever seen in my entire life.
I love White Castle.
Where did you try White Castle at? I don't even know there's one in Central Iowa.
There's not. I was with Heather when we went to go pick up her sister in Detroit. We met in Indiana and we stopped at a place in Indiana, or we went to Detroit. I don't know. I went with Heather. Okay. We were in Michigan. I don't know. She's like, we have to get White Castle.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Wait, so you had it one time?
Right, and it's in her mouth watering.
Right.
White Castle.
Oh my goodness. If there was a White Castle, I would go. It would be dangerous.
Scott, you're back in my good graces again with Long John Silver's. I'm just going to tell you, I'm pretty sure Long John Silver's is in every Shipley. Like, there might be Long John Silver's grease in our DNA.
Whenever Mom and I go to Davenport, she's like, where do you want to eat? I'm like, Long John Silver's.
When in 2020, when we had our virtual conference for work, we got 2 coupons for DoorDash, and both days I ordered Long John Silver's. It was so awesome.
Days I came out of my room and stole some. I said, Long John again.
All right, that list was trash.
Whatever.
All right, Lindsay, you're next.
Oh boy.
Hold on. Stop. Present. Share screen. Window. Boom. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let me increase it a little bit here. There we go. All right. Have never tried. Man, you need to get out more.
Okay, so in my defense, before I even get started, I'm a creature of habit. So I don't like to try a lot of new places. When I like something, I like it, and that's where I go. So unless I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, I try to not eat things that I have access to at home.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so Blaze Pizza, never had. Panda Express, no, because I don't eat anything like that.
You don't eat Chinese food?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Nope.
You're
Ragoon. That's about it. I did just recently tried chicken fried rice and I liked it. So
that'll open up a whole new world to you, trust me.
We'll see. Never tried Noodles and Company. Been there many times, but I've never eaten anything from there. This other one, I don't know.
Marco's Pizza. I think that's like in the Southwest.
Yeah, no idea any of those except for Raising Cane's. I don't really have any desire. Firehouse Subs, never been to White Castle. The other 2, never been to. I don't know. None of those places even sound like.
You guys are sleeping on
like Burrito King or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
it is what it is.
You guys are sleeping on Wingstop. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't even know where one is. I'm assuming there's
three
one
of them
there.
in Des Moines. There's three of them in Des Moines, all owned by Seneca Wallace, the greatest ISU football player ever. What, Jess? There's not a Marco's Pizza in Des Moines, is there? Now I got to Google. Keep going. I got to Google.
Okay, so
Never again.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even see. Oh no, we did. We already did never again.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no. Okay, I can't read them. So
Okay,
Arby's. I think Arby's sucks.
Oh my fucking God! Are you serious?
I will say, like, I liked their hot ham and cheese, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go to Arby's.
Jesus Christ, that's the worst. I
don't like anything from there. I think it all
beef and cheddar. You never had a beef and cheddar?
I'm not a big.
I will wet
fan.
Willie smack you right in the face. I don't care.
Let's try it.
I'm bringing Arby's beef and cheddars. I'm going to shove it down your throat. All right. So yeah, Denny says Windsor Heights. There is one in Windsor Heights. A Marco's Pizza in Windsor Heights. Okay. Well, gonna have to try that. Okay.
Not Lindsay.
House. No thanks.
Little Caesars.
We already discussed that. It's literally cardboard pizza. Texture, taste, it's cardboard.
Can you see that better now?
Jeez.
Yes.
Can you see that better now? Okay.
Yeah, for the old people in the back, we need. Must be nice.
I know, right?
Things, Caitlin. All right.
Bad.
Okay, bad Chick-fil-A. I'm just not a big fan of it. Like, I've been there multiple times. I don't think it's anything to write home about it. I don't see why. Like, they have this cult following, and they always have a huge line out.
Right?
Yeah. No.
This over some mediocre chicken. No, thank you.
Scott's all on board with Waffle House.
It's the grease, apparently.
It is. Yep.
It's this inner fat guy. He's
shots fired. All right, go
ahead. Domino's is crap. I think too, like living up in Minnesota, there wasn't a lot of Pizza Huts or anything like that around. There's a lot of like smaller businesses that make pizza that are really good, but as far as fast food, it's Domino's everywhere.
Norwalk's getting a Domino's. The whole Facebook page here blew up and pissed off because we're getting a Domino's in Norwalk.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they already have a Pizza Hut and a Northern Lights and a Casey's Pizza.
Waffle House at 2 a.m. is the bomb, Dave. That's right. Okay.
Well, Caitlin and I spend our time at 2 a.m. at Taco Bell. So. Used to be Perkins when I lived in Des Moines. We'd always go to Perkins.
Oh, yeah.
Perkins or Denny's. Yeah. So I used to love Starbucks. Again, living in Minnesota, there's not a lot of Starbucks around. It's Caribou Coffee there. Everywhere is Caribou Coffee. So at first when I tried Caribou, I was like, it's all right. But the more I had it, the more I fell in love with it. And now whenever I've tried to drink Starbucks, I'm like, it just tastes bad. Like
everyone describes it as like burnt. They think Starbucks.
Starbucks, every single drink tastes the exact same.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more fattening, but it all tastes the same. And I don't like the taste of it in general. So Caribou, it's like I feel like no drink ever tastes the same at Caribou.
Fair.
McDonald's, no thank you. I'll take the kids there, but
not even a fry.
Not a big fan. I'll eat their fish sandwich. That's probably about the only thing that I ever get, and that's I know, and I never.
The only thing Mom gets is
I never even used to ever eat their fish sandwiches. I don't know what it has been like the last couple of years. Like that's the only thing that I'll.
And they jacked the price on that fillet of fish to like $4.50 during Lent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you go now, it's like $2. You go during Lent, it's like $4.50.
Well, let's just talk about the prices of McDonald's in general right now.
Oh my gosh,
no kidding.
It's like I take the boys and it's a $40 meal.
Yeah.
And it's I'm like,
No
we
shit.
might as well just go to the Mexican restaurant if we're going to spend $40.
Yeah, right.
It's going to
That's
be a lot
17
better.
bunk cakes.
You'll have food left over.
Right.
That's 4 bunk cakes.
Right. Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, so A&W. I feel like A&W used to be really good, especially when they used to have. Remember when they used to have the people that came out to your car?
Yeah,
that was fun, and their food was really good back then.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's a basic burger.
Well, and now it's all combined. I don't think there's any standalone A&Ws.
there is an Indianola.
Oh.
There is an Indianola. But
Okay.
yeah, the one on the
There's
east side is a
few.
half. It's a A&W, and then the other side is like a Long John Silver's.
Right.
Yeah, the one in Davenport is A&W and Long John Silver's. And I'll also tell you the one in Davenport, every time that I go there, their root beer machine doesn't work.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Like McDonald's and
It's literally in their fucking name.
I know. I'm like, how do you not have the root beer?
I'm going to go to Starbucks and order a coffee, and they're like, sorry, we're out of coffee.
Sorry, we're out of espresso.
Steak and shake. Sorry, we're out of steak.
Yeah, Dunkin', again, it's all right. It's not something I'm super excited about. Buffalo Wild Wings, it's okay. I feel like it's more the atmosphere of Buffalo Wild Wings than their actual food.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually have a fun fact about Dunkin' Donut. Did you know that Grandma used to work there?
I knew
Yes,
she
I
worked.
did know that.
Well, I thought she worked at like a donut place, but I guess I didn't
It was
know.
Dunkin'.
She
Yeah.
took me. When I took her out to visit, her hometown and go see where she grew up and stuff. She's like, "Go to this Dunkin'." We went to Dunkin' Donuts in Altoona. She's like, "I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts," and I was like, "Who are you?"
I remember that because she used to get up. She was gone early in the morning every morning.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it was a donut place, but I didn't realize. I guess I didn't know that it was Dunkin'. Panera. I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of bread. Like I'm just eating bread.
That's their name.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just go and eat bread.
Right? Dee said she had the cute pink dress. I remember that, Dee, and we had donuts daily. Yep. Mom wore a pink dress to work every day.
Aww.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
It must have been. I wonder if that was like their uniform back then. They had to wear.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes, it was.
I bet I can find a picture.
That would be awesome if you found a picture.
What year would that have been, Dad?
Probably 70s.
Like mid?
Yeah, late 70s probably. All right, keep going, Lindsay, while she looks that up.
Cold Stone, again, I'm not a big fan of all the toppings. I do like their ice cream, but without all the other stuff in it.
Yes, you order a bread bowl and they give you a side of bread.
That's what I'm saying. Who needs all that? It's just bread on top of bread filled with bread.
All right,
Right.
Dad, I may have found a picture. I'm going to send it to you. And
Okay, that's fine.
And
Email it
I
to me.
will say, like,
Email it to my Gmail account.
I'm probably one of the biggest fans of bread in the entire world. I will eat an entire loaf of bread with nothing on it in a sitting. I love bread, but I'm just as happy with Sara Lee honey bread as I would be like Panera bread. It'd be fine and cheaper. Taco Bell, again, don't eat it during the day, but it is great at 3 a.m.
It is.
That's why it's ranked a little higher than Caitlin's. Subway, I don't know. It's mediocre.
Shut up. Subway is so freaking good. You can get a cold sandwich. You can get a warm sandwich. You can make it however you want. You don't even have to like order something off their menu.
I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
Okay. Well, if that's what I wanted at Subway, I'm sure they'd give me one too.
That's funny because the last time that I went to Subway, I said what I wanted, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, we're out of lettuce, we're out of pickle, we're out of tomato." Okay,
well then you're.
I
Going,
did. That happened to me one time. I went in there and I was like, "Then why the fuck are you open?"
I know. And what I wanted was like a chicken sandwich, and then they started making it, and then he's like, "Oh, is there another meat that you want? Because we're out of chicken." How are you? So what you're telling me is out of the sandwich that I ordered, all you have is the cheese and the bread.
I might as well go to Panera.
I might as well go to Panera. Yes. So anyway, I've been bitter about it ever since. I would write a letter, but that's a lot of
strongly worded letter.
Maybe my mom will write one.
The dress I found is the correct dress.
Right. Good. Burger King. I feel like I like their chicken sandwiches. I like their fries. Dairy Queen, also a big fan of their fries and their chicken bites. There were like rotisserie chicken bites.
See, I'm not going to Dairy Queen to eat though. I just don't get that.
I live in Makokata. We have like 3 options. Okay. Dairy Queen is one of them.
Okay, that makes sense actually.
Okay, we might have a few more options, but not a lot. Dairy Queen's a good hitter here in town. That's Jaden's favorite place to go. He's like, "Can we go to Dairy Queen for dinner?" I'm like, "Really?" Yes.
Dream big.
Okay, Chipotle.
I'm sorry.
I say it wrong. I know this. I'm gonna say it how I want to fucking say it. Jesus. I'm just gonna shut that down before it even gets started, Caitlin.
You seem to be very triggered by that, Lindsay.
Couldn't even tell you how many times I've had people throw it in my face and I say it wrong. And now I'm at a point where I'm just going to say it wrong forever.
Either way, it shouldn't be on your list. It's terrible.
Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Jersey Mike's is good.
Yes.
Oh, they're drizzled, whatever it is.
Mike's Way.
Yes. So good. Yes. So yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Hooters. I actually love their food.
Jesus Christ.
KFC. I love their bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my fave.
Yeah. It's like everything you need.
Yeah. And it's like perfect size meal.
Exactly.
I have chicken, I have mashed potatoes, I have corn, I have gravy. It's like Thanksgiving. Everything in one pile on my plate.
The American dream.
Right.
Every dinner.
Sonic. Yes, I love their food, especially their tater tots. Pizza Hut is good. Stuffed crust. Shut up.
Pizza Hut is
awful. You can't love Pizza Hut. It's like a Midwest,
right?
Like everybody in the Midwest loves Pizza Hut.
I've really only ever had the Pizza Hut in Norwalk, so maybe I need to broaden my horizon.
Yeah, that's
every
fair.
time I've had
that one's not a good judge.
Norwalk, it's not been good. The pizza cookie is you can't go wrong with a pizza cookie,
right?
So they do kind of, but yeah, the Pizza Hut in Norwalk kind of ruined it for me. It was just it's gross every time. It's like I'll just
you know where I think everything went wrong for you, Caitlin.
Where's that?
You didn't have the bucket program when you were growing up.
Bucket program.
The bucket.
Yes, I did.
Did you do it?
They had like a Cece's one.
No, that's not the same thing.
They had like a Cece's personal pan pizza reading thing.
Yeah, but
I know what book it is because my students now do it. I know what book it is now because my students do it now.
That used to be like the thing. As soon as your book it thing was done, you ran to Pizza Hut.
That's right. You got a little personal small pan pizza. That's right.
Yep. And it was a big deal back then.
It was.
All right.
I never read so many books in my life.
I don't think I've read any books since, actually.
Maybe that's where America went wrong. We were bribing kids to read by
you went to a sub pizza place for book it.
Yeah, you went to
That's ridiculous.
Maybe if people rewarded kids with pizza.
You can have reading and pizza and a side of salmonella with the CC place.
Is it even still around?
What's that?
They're in Omaha. They're not in Des Moines. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I know it was like a huge craze for a minute, and then now you never hear about it. All right, mouth-watering. Five Guys. Long John Silver's and Five Guys would be my top 2.
I don't get the Five Guys. I don't get it.
Oh, so
what do you love? Like what? What do you love about Five Guys? Like, what's so good?
It's
Literally,
I'll let you
anything
explain.
about it.
Right.
What?
Any place that you walk in and it's got peanuts that you can just eat while you're waiting, that's you've hit a prime
Wasn't
spot.
there a restaurant like that? I remember going to a restaurant like
Yeah,
that.
Texas Roadhouse is like that.
No, but there was one over by Southridge Mall.
Yeah, it was called
yeah.
Longhorn Steakhouse. It was
Yep.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, that's the
That
one.
thing is that place right there has been probably 6 different restaurants.
I was gonna say, remember it was Chi-Chi's?
It was Chi-Chi's there once, yeah.
And then it was it's New China Buffet now.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, it's real good. Their
Lindsay
crab
wouldn't know
rangoons.
she doesn't like Chinese food.
She likes crab rangoons, and let me tell you, I bring Ziploc baggies to this restaurant for my crab rangoons.
Okay, we're getting off top.
All right, Culver's. I do like their burgers. Wendy's, definitely. Wendy's is just a classic. Like their food's always good. You're gonna pay a little bit more, just like Five Guys, but it's really good. Jimmy John's. I don't even need to say anything because everybody loves Jimmy John's.
That's right.
With Caitlin.
Everyone except me.
Right.
Yeah.
You're literally the only one.
Okay, well, you two can be wrong. All right.
Where's Chris's?
That's what we need to see next because
right.
Because we didn't get to
IHOP is bad?
see it at a time what his was.
All right.
You think IHOP is
First
bad?
of all, here's the pink dress that Caitlin found.
Oh yeah. Let's see if does anyone remember this?
Actually, this photo is better.
So yeah, that's like what the uniform looked like off, and then there's a photo of like a woman wearing it.
Yeah. I could totally see Grandma wearing that.
And I remember distinctly this pink box that she would bring the donuts home in.
Oh.
So we got to catch up on some comments because there's some serious conversation here. Dave says, I do not understand the allure of Papa John's. I'd take Domino's over them every time.
Papa John's comes with free dipping sauce and pepperoncinis. First of all, that's already extra bonus points. That butter dipping sauce.
And Dave wants to know where Bebop's is. It wasn't on our options.
That would have definitely been in the top.
It would have been in the top 2. Although Stacy once ate Bebop's and like 2 hours later thought she was having a heart attack. We had to take her to the hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
Ask her that story. It's pretty freaking funny. All right. Now for the correct list, we'll bring up mine.
The wrong list.
Wrong. All right. Here we go.
Let's light them up, Lindsay.
First of all, never have tried Firehouse. I've never had it. Marco's, noodles, burrito, White Castle. I did not know.
White Castle?
Nope. I did not know that this was
Castle in Des Moines.
Portillo's. I couldn't tell what that was. I didn't know it was Portillo's, so it shouldn't be down there. Portillo's should be on the good list. I had it in Chicago, and it was really fucking good.
Wasn't there?
Chipotle.
Wait.
What?
I thought there was a White Castle in Des Moines at some point.
I never ate there. I've never had a White Castle. The only White Castle I've had are the frozen burgers from the frozen food section. So, okay, Chipotle, it's subpar. I hate their rice, their it's just gross. Pancheros is 1,000 times better.
Pancheros.
Dunkin' Donuts, I don't like their coffee, and I just don't like them. Hooters, I ate there one time. Listen, you're going to Hooters not for the food. I'm just gonna just be honest. I'm not going to Hooters because
Lindsay's going for the food.
Yeah, well,
I'm going for the food.
She's full of shit. And Lindsay is spot on. Panera, I don't even have. We ate it so much at BH because the girls always wanted to order it, and I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. Okay, Raising Cane's. No. First of all, no food is worth waiting in that kind of a line. That's every time I drive by that place, the line is wrapped around the building. Like, no, I'm not going in there. Same with Chick-fil-A. Mm-hmm. We had it. We ate it on the way down to Memphis, and it was fine. But the place was freaking packed, and it wasn't like it was super great. So...
Also, Raising Cane's, I'm kind of mad at them right now because Twisted Bean in Des Moines, they're pushing them out of their location on the south side.
Oh yeah,
to build a Raising Cane's there. They're pushing Twisted Bean out of that location. Yeah, they made an announcement.
Domino's, Papa John's, IHOP, those are all subpar.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll eat them if it's the last option, but literally, if I had a better option, I would go somewhere else. I would choose Village Inn 100 out of 100 times before I went to an IHOP. Potbelly, again, subpar substation. If that's the last place to get a sub, I would go there, but I'm not going there. And Panda Express, I ate there one time. It looked like the food was sitting in there for an hour and a half. I mean, for like hours. It did not look good. Okay, this is where we're going to get into some issues. Buffalo Wild Wings. I think, Lindsay, you said it. You go there more for the atmosphere than you do the food, right? Like I will go there and watch a football game, but I don't sit here and go, man, we got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings this week. That's just not going to happen.
Right.
I'm ordering takeout.
Right. Blaze Pizza is okay. I like the concept. It's not anything that's like super delicious. It
is so good. You are such a liar.
Cold Stone. Here's my problem with Cold Stone. You don't get all the ice cream. Some of it's left on that fucking stone, and I'm paying for it. Like, just scoop it out and give me what's in the scoop. I don't want that. DQ, again, I'm with Caitlin. I wouldn't go there for food. I'd just get ice cream. Jersey Mike's I had for the first time on the way back from Memphis. The lady asked me if I wanted it Mike's way. I didn't know what that meant, so I said no. It was like, I don't know.
I don't know that you would like it. It's like vinegar, oil, onions, Babel, and then seasonings.
Right.
It's really
now,
good.
The commercial's really good. I like Danny DeVito in the commercial, but Popeyes, it's not the best chicken. When Hardee's did fried chicken, it was better than that. So
I forgot Hardee's did.
Oh yeah, man, Grandpa would be like, that was Grandpa's. Grandpa would get KFC all the time, but when Hardee's got fried chicken, that shit was over. We ate at Hardee's and got fried chicken all the time.
How come Hardee's isn't on the list?
Yeah, where would Hardee's
I know. Hardee's would be number one, and their breakfast is the best.
I would probably put it in mouthwatering also.
Tell Lindsay how you described Hardee's breakfast sandwiches.
I would love
this. I don't remember how that went.
You know exactly because it's my pinned tweet.
We drove by one time and I said, Hardee's is like the best breakfast. It's like sex with cheese. That's what I said.
You should be their spokesperson. I suddenly want Hardee's. Like, I'm hungry.
Oh my God. Jess says Wendy's. I have not had their breakfast yet.
I don't know if I've ever had Wendy's breakfast.
I've never had Wendy's breakfast.
And there's nothing better, man, than a couple Monster biscuits, some hash browns, and a Diet Coke at Hardee's. It's so freaking good. Okay, Steak and Shake, Starbucks, Subway, Taco Bell. I ate there. I would eat there if it was the last option, but Scooters is better than Starbucks. So
I do like Scooters.
Yeah,
we have Scooters here in town, and I like Scooters.
Okay, good. Five Guys. Their burgers are juicy. Their they have the best fries, hands down, because they just put them in. They put them in the container, and then they throw extra fries in the paper bag. It's so good. A&W, they have this like onion ring burger where they put a bunch of onion rings on it. That's like really good too. Burger King is second to me for burger places. It's all right.
Really?
Their chicken sandwiches are really good. I like their chicken sandwiches.
You liked Burger King so much that your phone would suggest Burger King to you in the morning.
because I was on it. It's because I was stopping at breakfast every morning for like a week. And one time we left and Stacy was in the car and she's like, "Why does your phone say it's 7 minutes to Burger King?" And I was like, busted.
or as Josh used to call it, Burger King.
Burger King, right?
Can we get some Burger King?
I only rank Little Caesars and Pizza Hut here on nostalgia. Because legit, Pizza Hut in the actual Pizza Hut when I was a kid, that was gourmet shit. Like that was
I missed out on the cool stuff.
Oh my God, with the red cups and the salad bar and oh God, it was so good.
The one down in Sheraton is still like that.
Is it really?
Go.
Oh yeah, we should make that trip. Yeah. Sonic only because you could order from your car and they could bring it out like A&W. That was super cool. And they had half price shakes during the summer after 9. Waffle House, their eggs and hash browns are the greatest thing ever made.
When have you eaten at Waffle House?
We ate when we were in Florida, and then we ate again one other time, I think.
Oh, and just 2 times you're like greatest.
I was gonna say that.
Good. Wingstop is better wings, hands down, than Buffalo Wild Wings. If I could have done Jethro's, I would have done Jethro's.
Ooh, yeah.
But that's a local chain down here. So okay. And Aaron, I'll get to your question. Arby's, their beef and cheddar. The first time Grandma ever took me to Arby's and I got a beef and cheddar, I was completely hooked. I might have shed a tear. It was that good. Culver's is there only for their shakes. Their concrete mixers are really good.
They are good.
And I think it's a Shipley staple. I think all 3 of us had Long John Silver's, KFC, and Wendy's in our top list.
Yeah.
The Wendy's Baconator. That when they made a Baconator, they might as well have just ended the burger wars because that was fucking over for me. And then McDonald's. Listen, I would eat McDonald's all the time. Stacy never wants to go to McDonald's. But I would eat a double quarter pounder with cheese. I'll tell you what, the first time that McDonald's started taking debit cards, shit was over. I remember working at Wells Fargo and I drove there one day and they took debit cards and I instantly was like, okay, I'm going to go broke. Like, I don't have to have cash. This is fucking great. It was great.
Oh my goodness.
Aaron wants Aaron for the pork tenderloin recommendations. Smitty's on the south side.
Oh yeah,
that's the best. And you're missing out if you haven't had a Long John Silver's in 20 years. That's a sad thing. Yeah. Just wanted to know what fast food restaurant tier maker was.
She was like,
now,
I can't wait to go.
I will say that there's 3 here that aren't on here that I'm really upset about. Bebops should be on the list.
Yes. But I think that's
Hardee's.
Local
right.
Also.
Hardee's should be on the list.
Yeah.
And Taco John's.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Where would Taco John's go for you?
Top.
Ooh, you know what else? Jack in the Box.
That's the same thing as fucking Hardee's.
I know, but it's still better.
Is it really?
What? Yeah, it's the same thing. Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, and Hardee's.
I didn't know that. I went to a Jack in the Box when I was in KC because I was like, oh, I've never had Jack in the Box.
Never had In-N-Out.
I've had In-N-Out a couple times when I was out in California, and I think it's okay.
Never had it.
Yeah, I had to look through a couple tiers, and finally I went fast food Midwest to see if I could narrow down the list a little better.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna go get a word from Kyle at Wintrust Mortgage. But instead of playing his ad, I want to bring up. He sent me this week. They have a new program at Wintrust Mortgage. It's a new loan program for doctors. So they're introducing a new loan program designed for doctors buying a primary residence. This program offers much lower down payment options than your regular loan programs with no mortgage insurance required. So if you're a doctor, and those would be existing physicians, dentists, oral surgeons, pharmacists, chiropractors, veterinarians, doctors completing their fellowship, and doctors who have 6 months remaining on their residency. So go ahead and contact Kyle at Wintrust Mortgage. You can see his name and phone number up here. Or if you just want to start talking about a refinance, and do us a favor, when you call Kyle, make sure that you tell him that you heard him on the Three Beards Media Network, so that he knows that that you guys are listening and doing that. So so we really appreciate Kyle. We're going to start doing some new advertising for them. We're going to do some programming and shows for them. We're working out some kinks, so some of that stuff is coming on. Okay, our final segment, and we're running longer than we normally, but this has been fun, is would I be the asshole? So I'm going to read this scenario, and again, if you're listening to the pod or watching, you guys can vote into, would I be the asshole if I didn't get my daughter's internet on a cruise ship? I'm already pissed off that this kid is spoiled. Yeah, sorry, Dave. HR, human resources. No, sorry, that's not a lower rate for human resources. You can call Kyle and ask him though. He's got all kinds of programs.
Is Dave
all right?
human resources?
Yes, he is. Yeah, we had a whole human resources discussion in the car from Memphis. Okay, would I be the asshole if I didn't buy internet for my kids' cruise trip? We're planning on a 7-day summer cruise in the Pacific while all of our kids during summer break, as it's summer for us. We've never been on a cruise like this, so all of us were excited, and we booked in advance so we could get it pretty cheap. We have 2 twin 12-year-olds and an 11-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old daughter. They want access to internet so they can access social media and play games on their phones, but it costs $20 per person per night, and I don't know if it's honestly worth it. My wife isn't even getting it, but my kids badly want Wi-Fi. It would cost $560 to get Wi-Fi for all of them, and I don't think it's worth it. But my kids want it badly, and my daughters are saying they'll be bored and ruin the trip. I personally don't think it's worth it, as they don't need it, and it's too expensive and would be for some time for them to disconnect. I'm personally considering not getting the package myself, but my daughters are angry that I'm refusing to get it. If this were a shorter cruise, I would easily have said no, but since this is a whole week of no communication with friends and social media, I'm trying to consider their feelings in getting the package, although we haven't decided yet. My wife is strongly against getting the package. I talked to my mother and brother, and both of them are saying I should get the package, and my daughters would miss out on a lot socially if I didn't. Am I the asshole?
Here's what I would say. If you really want Wi-Fi that bad, you can stay home. Your mom and I are going on the cruise.
And bye.
My best friend, Hannah Bankin, her family would go on a cruise every year. And the fact that this guy's even worried, he's like, am I being too mean to my kids by saying no Wi-Fi on the cruise that I've already paid for them? Bro.
All right, I got to ask. Scott, if you're still on here, what would Melvin say if I said, I want internet on the cruise? Like, dude, I'm paying for the whole fucking cruise. Are you kidding me right now?
No. And you know what?
Aaron says a week, no internet out of your mind. Yeah, they might bother me too much. And Jess was right on board with you, Caitlin. I guess they can stay home and not go.
Well, and I mean, like, and if you really like don't want your kids, if it's that important to you, you know, then you can say, you know what? No, but maybe during once we'll get it one night or 2 nights for everyone, if that's what you really want to do. But also, they're not on the boat for 7 days with no Wi-Fi. They do go hit land and then they get cell service again. Hannah Bankin, her family never got it. Her dad had it for emergencies, but nobody else in the family needed it because you're on a cruise. You shouldn't be. Your point is not to stay in the room on your phone.
Right. Dave said that tell the kids they go. There may not be Wi-Fi. If they don't go, they can stay with the grandparents.
I personally,
and then he said, or they could share one internet access point if it's that important.
I personally would be like, well, you can go get a job and save up the money for your internet.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking too. So like, don't they get an allowance or something? Dad would be. Dad
could work for it and earn it.
D's right on the money. Dad would say you can shit in one hand, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, if Dad paid for an entire cruise or whatever, the thought to ask him if I could have internet access would not even cross my mind.
First of all, he would never pay for a cruise.
Right.
We're
if he did,
ourselves.
If he did, it was like for auction or something. Like
right. There's no way. There's no way I would even have the balls to say, well, Dad, I don't want to go if I can't have Wi-Fi.
Right.
Jess said she's still waiting for Disney.
Dude, same.
Okay, tell that story, Lindsay.
Grandpa used to have a big jug, and change would always go in the jug. And the agreement was, he told all of us grandkids that when the jug was full, that he would take us all to Disney World, Disneyland, whatever. And I remember it being close.
Yes.
Like getting to the point, I mean, we were waiting years for this trip.
Yes.
And I remember it getting close, and I was so excited. Yep. And then next thing you know, we're the jug is gone.
It slowly got emptied.
Oh, really? So I don't know, because I didn't know.
It slowly got emptied over
I just remember
time.
my mom telling me when I said something about it, and I was like, "What happened to? Where's the jug?" And she was like, "It's gone." I'm like, "So we're not going?" And she's like, "No."
It slowly started to dissipate, and yes, Jess, one of the boys was stealing out of it.
Which one?
I mean, I don't want to out any nephew who is the oldest. But the two oldest ones did it. So it was Rudy and Dusty. They were in on it together.
Oh, really?
Here, Jackie will out him. Jackie can get in trouble. It was Rudy and Dusty. So there you go. They can shovel my drive Tuesday evening and mow my lawn starting late April. That's right. So no, you are not the asshole. Your kids are assholes. You might be the asshole for spoiling your kids. Even thinking about it. I was
gonna say, you might as well just you will be the a-hole if you take them on the cruise while they're acting,
right?
Because ain't nobody want to be around your kids when they're acting.
I feel like my kids would never even ask me that.
No. There's no way. There's no way that dad and mom would work so hard to save up for a cruise and make it such a fun trip and plan fun things for us to do on the cruise. And I would have the audacity to be like, well, are you going to pay for my Wi-Fi?
Right.
And then no way would I call grandma and expect my grandmother to come and call and be like, you better get her Wi-Fi. Grandma would be like, what's Wi-Fi?
Yeah. That's whose true. Grandma is this?
Yeah.
Whose grandma
that would be like, yeah, you should pay the $500 and some dollars.
Because they might miss out on something socially. They're 11 and 12 and 14. Like,
they're gonna learn more. They're gonna have more fun and learn more socially on this trip than
being in their room on their phone.
Than being on their phone with the friends that they've had forever.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap up here. Sorry, I'm distracted. So
clearly,
I know. So I just want to say this was a lot of fun. This was kind of the reason why Caitlin and I did this, was to have other family members on so we could talk and have fun and tell stories. This was a lot of fun, Lindsay. Thank you so much for coming on. And again, everybody check out Sugar Babe on Facebook and order cakes and cookies and everything else. And who knows, maybe you'll have a storefront, and then maybe you'll need some advertising, and then I know where you can do that.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. That's right. That's right. What I really need to do is I need to hook up with Aaron and figure out how to do this marketing thing, even though I'm in marketing.
Yeah, I just saw that the other day.
Yeah, so he does a good job. Aaron, if you're looking for any kind of advertising, you can advertise on Three Beards Media. So with that, we are going to close out, but we did make some changes in the organization, just so everybody knows. We've got a new logo out there, and we've got some changes coming up in some of the pods and things like that. So take a look at all of our content. We have another episode of Side of the Storm tomorrow night. Fall starts with Bill Blank, and I have Hawkeye Elvis on. Hawkeye Elvis is a famous Iowa fan who dresses in Elvis gear and Hawkeye stuff, and is a pretty big fan. But we're also going to talk to him about his journey through mental health. And then Wednesday, Old Man Strength. Dave's going to sub in for me or for Tim at the moment. And we are going to interview former Iowa State running back Mike Warren. And then we are back at it with Hawk's Eye View and Ball Don't Lie. So we have a lot of pods this week. We're getting geared back up for 2024. So, Caitlin, you got anything else to say?
No.
Lindsay?
Nope.
All right. With that, that's why we bring them on, ladies and gentlemen, because they're super entertaining. No. All right. With that, check everything out. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Peace out.
Bye.